Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing Western tourists here in Thailand. And this is kind of one of those videos, every now and then I make one of these and I kind of think to myself, yeah, you know, Westerners here in Thailand, Western tourists, we kind of think we make up more of the pie, if you will, than we sometimes do, as a matter of course. The reason for the video, I was reading a recent article in the Pattaya Mail, that's pattayamail.com. Article is titled, Pattaya Grapevine, the Gay Disease. And this was under the subheadline, more 5 stars. Quoting directly, in case you wondered what is happening next to Hard Rock Hotel near Central Festival, the site will be a 100 billion baht project for JW Marriott luxury skyscraper hotel. The only thing that can stop Pattaya's transformation from rags to riches is when the space runs out. The assumption being made is that tourism in Pattaya will thrive in the next 10 years with Asian visitors. Americans, Europeans, and Aussies are no longer the center of attention. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's probably true. I would say that, yeah, there is kind of a banking on the Chinese market, Korea, Japan, down here in Southeast Asia as well, Singapore, picking up tourists into Thailand from those jurisdictions. Do I necessarily think that, the Western tourists are being pushed out? No. Not by a long shot. In fact, if anything, I think they're just as welcome as they ever have been, if not more so. But demographics are demographics. And the fact is, especially out of China, the numbers, especially before COVID and all this stuff, the numbers were staggering, the numbers of Chinese that would come to Thailand compared to, Western tourism. And that had an impact. I mean, it really fundamentally changed the focus of tourism providers here in Thailand. Now, that said, in the near term, I definitely think Western tourists are going to be the main attraction, at least for the next year or two, at a minimum, because I just simply think that the travel restrictions in those countries are far less onerous compared to, say, China right now. And I don't see that changing anytime particularly soon. Now, that said, back to kind of the point I made at the beginning of this video, there is that kind of this tendency of Westerners, I do it myself, to overestimate, because it's our perspective, I mean, I constantly have to remind myself that Americans are, like, by numbers in terms of the demography, like the lowest set of Westerners here. I mean, the British and the Scandinavians and many Europeans, Australians especially, New Zealand even. I mean, there's far more folks of those nationalities in Thailand than there are Americans. It's just a fact. I mean, it's just demography. There's just not that many Americans that come here compared to, say, the Australians. But so you kind of can get a tendency to be biased toward sort of what the in-group you're from, for lack of a better term. And yeah, do I think that Westerners over time are going to decrease as far as their piece of the overall tourism pie, if you will? Yeah, that's probably going to happen. But is it going to happen overnight? No. And I think actually in the next couple of years, you're going to see the mainstay being a lot of Western tourists. And then, yeah, probably Asian tourists will kind of take back up that slack as time moves on.